This is LG415 Week 2 homework review, which covers the homework assignments and the case studies that you're going to be doing for Week 2. First off, let's start off with the homework assignment right off the bat. There's an Excel spreadsheet you need to download. These are now this is I believe is in the video section. In fact, let's just do this. Let's open up another tab here. Let's go to modules. Let's look at the video section and let's see if it's in here. Okay, we've got XBAR, Nova, IM. Okay, it's not there. Okay, that's my fault. I will try to get that video into the Google Drive for the next time. But if we can, hopefully on the redesign, it will be in this section for your homework to do line charts. Okay, but we'll show you that when we get to our homework review with the spreadsheet. Make sure you do these requirements and you follow these requirements, especially down here in red. Okay, do not submit combined Excel files in a single file. Make sure you have an Excel file that you do with the charts, and then you have a Word file with the analysis. Okay, that's the preference for the course. There are some files, Excel files, that have spaces designed for you to put in your analysis. The preference is that you not use those and that you put those into a Word file. Redesign is coming up and those will disappear. Those text boxes will disappear, so you'll have to force to use Word files to do your analysis. Okay, so if you open up the problem 3, chapter 7, this is what you'll see. Okay, again, the instructions are right here and tells you exactly what to do. Okay, it says to determine the data for employee attributes, and you can look at that in the chapters in the textbook and try to figure out which of these are employee attributes and which ones aren't. Then you have to look for store and product characteristics, and then finally customer satisfaction. Okay, so I will tell you right now, most of you students will get these two mixed up. This is fairly straightforward, but these two kind of cross a little bit of a line. Okay, and what you'll do is you'll highlight each of those sections and perform once you follow these instructions. Okay, the charts will self-populate and format as you go. Okay, they will do that. For example, let's say determine data for quality attributes. Let's just say it's these two. I can highlight all this. Okay, it says right click inside the first chart area below. Okay, so I'm going to right click. I'm going to get down here. I'm going to right click. Okay, and I'm going to do select data, and I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to click OK, and the chart would be wow, it didn't work. It's supposed to be a line chart, and it should come up. Well, it didn't. So something's going wrong here. So let's look at it from doing it inside. So if I want to insert a line chart, and my data, I'm going to have to pause this for just a second because something is not working. Okay, found out what it was. It was my fault. I wasn't even following my own instructions. So you want to not highlight this first. You just want to right click inside of here, click on the right, left click on side the box, then right click, select data, highlight whatever you think is part of the employee attributes. We're going to select those, and the chart populates. Okay, I do the same thing with product and store characteristics. Whoops, let's try that again. Highlight what I think. Okay, then click outside the box here, then go over here, do the same thing, do select data, select what I think are store characteristics, and do the same kind of thing. If you click outside of these boxes, that'll allow you to get to the other ones to generate the charts. Okay, so that's what that's for. Okay, I'm going to close this down, And this is what your chart should look like. Okay, and now this is part of your analysis portion. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have to figure out why. You got to tell me why the employee attributes are the ones you chose, why product and store characteristics are the one you chose, and what customer satisfaction are the ones you chose, and you have to tell me what's going on inside these charts. So these are your employee attributes: friendliness, knowledge, and helpfulness. Those are attributable to the employees and how well things are going inside the organization or inside the store. And we can see here that friendliness, kind of dipped down over a 12-month period, but then started rising up, which means, the knowledge of the product, which means that we're training our employees, okay, to where they're more functional and better able to answer questions. So let's go to chapter 3 and look at problem 7. Okay, and problem 7 is on page, let me see, where to go? Page 144 of your textbook. And so there's a scenario, okay, of versatile sporting goods, and you have to answer those questions at the end of the scenario. Willingness to commend others, results from survey taken from a random set of 50 customers, analyze the group data attributable to employee attributes, store characteristics, customer attitudes. From your analysis, what might Versatiles do to create exciters, delighters from the Kano model that would help them compete with larger national chains? And then, using 5 dimensions of service and quality, which is contained in the chapter, what other attributes might the store issue in the survey? So here we know we've got friendliness we need to address, because sometimes we've got attitudes, so we may have to do this. Okay, those are, when we're looking at the Kano model, these are expected. These things are expected. Okay, but they're dissatisfiers because they're below, they're trailing off. The only one that's not a dissatisfier is the knowledge of products. That's improving, but we expect certain things, and so these are not there. Okay, so they are dissatisfiers. We're dissatisfied with that production. Product and store characteristics, well, product quality is high, so our customers like that, but look at the rest of this. Okay, store layout is lacking, but it's increasing because we've improved some things. So from a Kano model aspect, okay, from the Kano model, exciters, delighters, and dissatisfiers. So if we're satisfied here, but with ease of checkout, we're bouncing all over the place, but we're rising rapidly. So we've done something. So we may want to do something with our process to make this more predictable in our ease of checkout procedures. Quality of product is okay. The store layout has been improving over the last few months, but we want to do something to look at that to maintain that level and to improve it to where it's more consistent. And of course, product availability is this red line, to where we have to do better at reestablishing or replenishing our shelves. Okay, so like I said, for the Kano model, let me zip back here into our textbook, and we're going to get our Kano model set up here. Trying to find it. I apologize for this. I should have had this thing set up. In fact, I'll pause it and we'll locate it and get right back to this. Okay, the Kano model is listed on page 107 of your text. Dissatisfiers, satisfiers, and exciters, delighters. Okay, so each one of these charts and every category inside the chart can be attributed to one of those 3 categories. Which ones are dissatisfiers and why? Which ones are satisfiers and why? Which ones are exciters and why? Okay, or how can we change satisfiers to exciters, delighters? In other words, what can we do within this store process based on the scenario on page 144? What can we do to improve things that are unexpected to the customer, to where they're excited about it, maybe want to come back and bring their friends? All right. Customer satisfaction and referrals, this is pretty steady. Okay, willingness to recommend and overall customer satisfaction, these are relatively high, so they're part of our satisfiers. And what can we do more to make it exciters or delighters? Something unexpected. Okay, like ease of checkout. Maybe we want to incorporate speed lines or self-checkout lines. Okay, product quality, availability. This is where we have to really maintain our supply chain. What can we do to establish a better replenishment cycle for our product, or identify products that the customer wants? Okay, those are satisfiers, but they're dissatisfied because they're not we're not responding to what they want. So how can we address that and turning into a satisfier and seeing what we can do to make it into an exciter? Okay, so that's the kind of thing I'm looking for in the analysis and what you're expected to do in the analysis, which is part of your overall submission. Remember, you want to do this, submit it as a file, and then do your analysis on a Word document and submit that along with this at the same time. So you'll have two files submitted at the same time, a Word document with your analysis, answering the questions on page 144, referring back to the scenario, and seeing what kind of opinion you think you can do to address those issues and identify specific things based on the Kano model. That Word document will show me that you can actually, or show your instructor that you can interpret these data and make the good assumptions and good critical analysis of what's happening inside the store. Okay, so that's what's expected for your homework, and that's basically your homework review on what you need to do, how to set these things up, and then do analysis on it and submit those two separate files at the same time in your gradebook. Okay, so thank you very much. That ends homework review number 2.